In the 70s and 80s, GP500 was the pinnacle of racing. This was the time when two-strokes ruled the racetracks. After many years of not participating in the 500 Grand Prix, Honda finally decided to make a comeback in 1979. Everyone thought Honda will develop a two-stroke engine for their race machine, but they surprised everyone with their bold decision to race with a four-stroke engine, which would be less powerful and heavier. This was due to Soichiro Honda's unwavering hate for two strokes. It was clear they needed to make a four-stroke which was the same displacement as the two strokes and be just as powerful if not more. It turned out that it was impossible. After years of being absent from the racetrack, Honda forgot that things had changed very much. Now the racetrack was ruled by two-stroke machines. At that time, it was a race for peak power and agility. This time period was different from the MotoGP we see today. Engine configurations were always changing and racing teams were not afraid to try something new. In their quest to beat the two strokes, Honda made the most historic and mind-boggling four-stroke engines, including the remarkable NR500 engine with oval pistons. The Honda NR500 was a revolutionary motorcycle with cutting-edge four-stroke technology. It featured a groundbreaking V4 engine with oval pistons, effectively mimicking the performance of a V8 by allowing more valves and higher RPMs. The bike also showcased a monocoque frame for improved aerodynamics and weight distribution and an unconventional 16-inch front wheel for enhanced handling. But as the proverbs go, you can never beat an alligator in water. Similarly, a four-stroke can never beat a two-stroke in equal displacement. No matter what you do, two strokes are the supreme engines on the racetrack, theoretically and practically unbeatable. After years of hard work that went in vain, Honda finally gave in and decided to build a two-stroke engine. When they finally gave up on four strokes, they made a huge change in their racing philosophy by discontinuing the NR500 and replacing it with the NS500. NS500 variants were all two strokes. This marked the beginning of the golden era of Honda. Their very first engine was a V3 two-stroke engine, which was developed in 1981 and raced for the first time in 1982 season. The idea was to have a machine with total balance, and again Honda would utilize its motocross experience for the suspension of the NS500. Interestingly, the V3 engine configuration had been used before. German manufacturer DKW had employed it in the 1950s for its 350 GP racer. Another significant part of the NS500's rationale would be its ability to minimize its tire wear. Racing slicks at this time were still using bias belt construction, and the harsher power characteristics of the more powerful rotary valve engines from Yamaha and Suzuki punished the tires, particularly towards the end of a Grand Prix. The more agile Honda would be able to maintain higher corner speeds for longer, which would negate to a certain degree its lower top speed down the straights. The early NS500 was troubled by piston and cylinder seizures in its engine due to heat and distortion. To prevent such events, engine designers planned on increasing the number of stud bolts from 4 to 6 per cylinder and installing an independent sleeve inside the water jacket. These structural changes to the cylinder went nowhere, but they solved the seizure problem by utilizing a new technology to the sliding surface of the cylinder. Among various technologies explored by the engine designers at Honda, nickel plating was found as an influential solution. This technology from West Germany showed a favorable result in the test and became one of the deciding factors in actual racing from the middle of the 1982 World Grand Prix Series. In 1983, the second year for the NS500, its engine was equipped with a device called ATAC, Auto-Controlled Torque Amplification Chamber, by utilizing the exhaust pulsation effect. This is a device that has a subchamber at the end of the cylinder's exhaust port that opens and closes the inlet valve depending on the engine speed. At low RPM, the valve opens and the exhaust flows into the subchamber, preventing the air-fuel mixture from blowing out of the cylinder without being ignited. At high RPM, the valve closes and the exhaust flows only to the main chamber, producing power with the original specifications of the exhaust pipe. The ATAC for the NS500 first appeared in 1983, installed on the upward-facing cylinders number 1 and 3. From the halfway stage of the Grand Prix season, it was also equipped with the downward-facing number 2 cylinder, which became a powerful card to strengthen the competitive ability of the NS500. One of the distinctive features of the NS500 chassis is that it was designed to use a rim diameter of only 16 inches for the front tires in order to achieve a compact chassis with low center of gravity. In the early 1990s, Honda revolutionized the GP500 scene with their groundbreaking Big Bang engine, introduced in the NSR 500 to solve the handling issues of traditional two-stroke Screamer engines. The Screamer configuration, with evenly spaced cylinder firings, delivered explosive but erratic power, causing severe wheel spin and making high sides a constant danger. Honda's engineers tackled this by altering the firing order to cluster the power pulses closer together, releasing energy in a bang, followed by a longer recovery period. This allowed the rear tire to regain grip between bursts, significantly improving traction and stability. These were the final years of two-stroke racing, since in 2002 rules changed, banning two strokes forever. The NSR is still regarded as the fastest and the most advanced two-stroke racing machine ever built, and Honda is remembered as the team that built the fastest two-strokes. So far, we have learned two crucial things. Number 1, sometimes it's better to give in, and number 2, two strokes are unbeatable.